Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete, boss.
Why do you suspect me? What did I do? I'm on your side. What about him? Miller was in contact with Cipher 9 years ago. He was working with them. He's the traitor, Snake! What's that? More truth serum?
No. Stronger truth serum.
Oh, please. Please keep me here. I need protection. Ah! Ah! Oh. 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 Why?
You're the odd one out.
Why me?
We all lost something.
What?
Except you.
Please. Don't.
Truth serum isn't working. Either some procedure he had done boosted his metabolic enzymes, or he's undergone special gene therapy.
What's he saying?
Same as 6 hours ago. I had no idea the nuclear inspection 9 years ago was a ruse. Cipher forced me to do that research after the attack.
Do you think he had a hand in it?
I do. But there's no proof yet. Take a listen to this later.
We need proof before we can pass judgment. Keep an eye on him. And don't tell anyone he's here.
We'll have him continue his research in there. It's for his own good. The older guys will want his head. We can't guarantee his safety if we let him out.
Boss.
He mentioned something interesting. The reason why they pulled their plug on the operation in Afghanistan. He said their funding started going to Central Africa instead. Cipher is pursuing new research in Africa.
Africa? What research?
Emmerich doesn't know the details, but one thing he said does make sense. That Sahelanthropus alone isn't enough to cause an RMA. He claims that what they're doing in Africa is the missing piece. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Meaning it's not just another nuke.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched.
Boss, there's no doubt about it. Cipher's working on something in Central Africa. There's evidence they've been in contact with private forces operating in the region. We follow that evidence. We should learn what Cipher is after. Diamond Dogs has gotten a lot bigger. Now's the time to take the offensive. Head back to the ACC for your next mission.
Please landing zone confirmed.
Roger. This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Mission list.
Boss, I've been meaning to tell you something. Our old friend Zero hasn't been seen in public since you left the States. That was over 10 years ago now. You suspected he was responsible for the accident at your base in the Caribbean, but at that point, Zero was already bedridden. So it never felt right to me that Zero gave the order.
Select a mission.
Now that I've seen the man Emmerich was working for, I'm sure he didn't. I know that man. He was our old friend's XO.
Mission
A man
accepted.
without a face.
To
Not
Afghanistan.
one you want to look at anyway. Skullface. He's the one who destroyed your base 9 years ago. The unit he commands, XOF, was Cipher's strike force, but he's since split from Zero and used XOF to usurp control over Cipher itself. In other words, the Cipher we're hunting isn't Zero. Beyond Zero is a void that's even darker. Skullface. mission is to rescue a prisoner being held at Lamar Hatte Palace. He's known as Malak, Angel to his fellow Mujahideen. Start by checking the target's VI on your iDroid. The Soviets captured him and took him to the ruins of the palace. His family was subsequently killed in an airstrike on his village. The Soviet scorched earth operation wiped it off the map. The client is none other than his father. Or rather, this was his father's dying wish. If you can manage to rescue other prisoners as well, each one will add a bonus to our pay. When you see them, I'm sure your conscience will tell you what to do.
Be careful down there, boss.
Enemy presence detected. The map analysis complete.
Whoa, whoa!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Lamar Hatte Palace. The target should be somewhere at that outpost.
Whoa, whoa!
Caution. Sandstorm approaching. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
chopper from your iDroid, boss. They carry the target to it.
Please select a support helicopter requested.
Target extracted. Exfiltrate the hot zone, boss. Gaining altitude.
Mission info has been updated. Buddy departing area of operations. Unit function extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
All right, mission complete. Boss, that target you extracted, Malik, is saying that he's never heard of our client. What's more, he says his village was destroyed long before he was ever taken prisoner. Apparently it fell victim to some sort of disease, then was completely burned to the ground. Malik was out on a mission at the time, and that's the reason why he alone survived. But the question is, who hired us to find him? According to Malik, he saw strange soldiers snooping around the village when he got back. Turns out they were members of Cipher's strike force XOF. My theory is they wanted to get their hands on Malik to question or silence him before the Soviets could get to him. Cipher was just using us to cover things up. All that crap about Malik's relative was a front to convince us to retrieve him. But an entire colony just wiped off the map. It sounds a lot like the Hamid during the Honeybee incident. All I know, boss, is there's no way in hell I'm handing Malik over to Cipher. I've decided to bring him back to Mother Base instead. He's one of us now. We told the client through a cutout that the target was killed. For some reason, though, they still paid us everything we were owed. Cipher's obviously up to something, and this is probably just another preemptive cleanup operation to them. But to Malik, he lost his village, his family, everything, and he wants his revenge. In other words, he's one of us. Boss, if you got time on your hands, come spend it back at the base. The men will miss you if you're gone too long.
Development project has been added. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please specify a project.
Boss, dispatch me on my next mission. Thanks for that, boss.
Please landing zone
Roger.
confirmed.
Didi, stay.
Didi.
Fully trained and ready for action. The rest is up to you. Didi, go! He's going with you.
Unit function added. Development project has been
Let me
added.
explain what D-Dog can do as your buddy. With that nose of his, he can sniff out and mark nearby enemies and prisoners. Should come in handy for infiltrating outposts. I trained him to detect mines and medicinal plants, too. When he locates something, check your map.
Please specify a project. Please select a mission.